Where are you right now? Are you stuck in the same routines? Are you feeling like you're spinning your wheels? And if that's the case, don't worry because you're not alone. But here's the thing. Today can be that one day when you decide to change. You just need a starting point and a plan.
Welcome to the Keep the Promise podcast, where we help build resilient and well-rounded firefighters.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Keep the Promise podcast, the place where we share strategies and tactics to help you survive and thrive, both on and off the job. I'm your host, TJ, and today we're diving into something that matters to every firefighter out there, and that is building momentum for the new year. Look, we're firefighters. We thrive on plans, preparation, but most importantly, we thrive on action. But let's face it, when it comes to personal goals, we often get stuck. We're busy, we're overworked, and sometimes we're unsure of where to even begin. So, today I want to help you kick off the new year with a purpose and with a sense of direction. Stick around because by the end of this episode, you'll have a roadmap for making meaningful changes that will last. Let's get started. Why does momentum matter? As firefighters, we know that momentum on the fire ground is critical. It's the difference between putting out the fire and letting it grow. It's honestly the difference, as much as I hate using this phrase, it's the difference between life and death. The same is true for your personal goals. Momentum is what keeps you moving forward when that motivation runs out. Now, let me ask you this. Where are you right now? Are you stuck in the same routines? Are you feeling like you're spinning your wheels? And if that's the case, don't worry because you're not alone. But here's the thing. Today can be that one day when you decide to change. You just need a starting point and a plan. First things first. What is it that you want to achieve? This is not about those vague and nebulous resolutions like, quote, getting in shape or, quote, being better at my job. No, fuck that. We're talking about specific, measurable goals. For example, instead of saying, I want to get fit, like everybody else says, maybe try something like this. I want to be able to run a 5K in under 25 minutes by April. Fun fact, one of the last 5Ks I ran, it was 6 de Mayo, the day after Cinco de Mayo, and I think I sweated tequila the entire time. I would not recommend. So if it were my goal, if I wanted to run a 5K, I would say I want to be able to run a 5K in under 25 minutes and make sure I don't do it the day after Cinco de Mayo and make sure I don't drink like an absolute lunatic the night before. Anyway, saying something like I want to run that 5K in under 25 minutes, it's clear and it's actionable. Plus, it gives you something to work towards. Now, here's an important tip. Tie your goal to a meaningful date. Maybe it's not January 1st because that one's overdone. Maybe it's the anniversary of when you got hired in the fire department. Or maybe it's a personal milestone. It's the birth of your child. It's when you started dating your spouse, when you married your spouse. It's whatever that meaningful date is. When your goal is linked to something significant, you're more likely to stick with it. Okay, step 2. Now we're going to talk about the fresh start effect. Have you noticed how at the start of something new, it could be a new year, a new job, or like a new shift, everything feels like a clean slate? Like the opportunities are endless? That's called the fresh start effect. It's your brain's way of creating a clear boundary between the old you and the new you. And here's how you can use it. Take a hard look at what hasn't been working. Be honest with yourself. Maybe it's your fitness routine that's been inconsistent or your eating habits are garbage and they haven't been helping you perform. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. That's your step 1. And step 2 is imagine that future version of yourself. Picture that firefighter who is stronger. Picture yourself being faster, more confident. And that's who you're working towards. That's how you're going to leverage that fresh start effect by saying, clean slate, this is the new me that I'm working towards, and I'm going to go crush it. All right, step 3, we're going to break things down. Big goals can feel overwhelming. That's why you need to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. It's that old adage of how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Think about the fire ground. We don't just show up and ta-da, the problem's over. We pull a line, we establish a water supply, we throw ladders, we conduct searches. Oh, and before we can conduct searches on that stuff, we might have to force a door. So there's small, manageable, bite-sized pieces of things that we have to do on the fire ground to achieve our objective. Step-by-step method to accomplish our goal. And that's the same thing for your personal goals. If your goal is to improve on fitness, start with something simple. Maybe it's running 1 mile 3 times a week. And then when that one feels easy, increase the distance, maybe add intervals. Just remember that progress is not going to happen overnight, but those small steps, by step, they will add up to big wins as the time goes on. You also have to worry about building accountability, because the truth is you're more likely to stick to your goals if someone else knows about them. Share your plans with a trusted teammate. Don't just look, and this might piss off a handful of people, but the whole social media accountability to me doesn't really work, because most people just watch you post your goals, but they don't hold you accountable. It's different when you have a trusted teammate, when you have somebody that will actually call you out on your bullshit and who will say, hey, are you really doing it or are you not? And it's also better if you can invite them to join you, because then they're going to be along on that same journey with you. A friendly competition really doesn't hurt. And unlike social media where people just watch your stuff and let you be, that trusted teammate, that person who's on that same journey with you will actually call you out and hold you accountable. It's also super important to celebrate the wins, right? We always debrief, or we should, after a call, be it a significant or a routine call. We analyze what went well, we analyze what didn't go so well, and what we could do better in the future. And it's important to do the same thing with your goals. When you hit that milestone, no matter how small, celebrate it. Could be treating yourself to a little healthy treat, or taking a rest day, which is what I always advocate for, or just acknowledging the process you've made. Hell, write it down on a journal if that's your thing. Today, I ran that 5K in under 25 minutes. Boom. Celebrate that, because those small wins, just like the steps we talked about before, will add up and they're going to keep the momentum going. Okay, so here's your challenge. Before the week is over, take the following 5 steps. Number 1, pick a meaningful goal. Number 2, tie that meaningful goal to a specific date. Number 3, take that goal and break it into manageable steps. Number 4, share it with somebody you trust who is going to hold you accountable and call you out on your shit. Number 5, celebrate it when you hit your first milestone. And if you need help setting those goals, accomplishing them, and keeping track of them, the Resilience Tracker is your guide to it. It has daily and weekly check-ins so that you can actually write down your goals and hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, it's part of the entire Fit for Service program that you can find on the link below if you're looking forward to starting 2025 feeling better and feeling stronger in your uniform. So start today. Start small. Because the firefighter that you want to become is just a series of small decisions away. Thanks for joining me today on the Keep the Promise podcast. If you found value in this episode, do me a solid. Subscribe, leave a review, and most importantly, share this with a fellow firefighter. Because together we can make 2025 the year that we become stronger, more resilient, and better prepared to serve our communities. As always, my friend, stay safe, stay strong, keep the promise you made to yourself, to your community, to your team. And until next time, your boy TJ signing out.